Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss in-text question, that is 11.1 chapter 11 alcohols, phenols and ethers. In previous video lecture you have learned how we can classify the alcohols on the basis of the hybridization of carbon. Now there is one exercise. It says classify the alcohols as primary, secondary and tertiary. So the first one, this is primary alcohol. The second, it is again a primary alcohol. Now you must be having question how we decide that this is a primary and this is again a primary. Okay, it looks like it is tertiary plus, but please make sure your functional group is attached to which carbon? sp3 hybridized carbon. Okay, and that carbon is having two hydrogens, terminal hydrogens, which if replaced, then it would be either secondary or tertiary. So to be precise with this, if you have CH2OH group, okay, if there is an exercise and if someone asks you that identify this primary, secondary and tertiary, then if you have CH2OH group, then it will be primary. So again, this is primary, the third one. Okay, now if CH2OH being two active terminal hydrogen, if one of the hydrogen is replaced, what you are going to get is CHOH. Okay, and CHOH is what? Secondary. Okay, CHOH is what? Secondary. So let's see this fourth compound, that is secondary. And last, if you have only COH group, now only one terminal hydrogen which was left now been replaced and this becomes tertiary. So again, if we are talking about fifth, it is again a secondary because it is having CHOH group. Okay, and if we are talking about the last compound, it is having COH group. Look at this, and this becomes tertiary. Okay, so I hope this is clear. If you have CH2OH, this becomes primary. Okay, if you have CHOH, then it is secondary, and again this is secondary. And if you have COH, this becomes tertiary. So this is all about 11.1 in text. Now talking about 11.2, you need to identify the allylic alcohols. And what is the allylic alcohol? Allylic alcohols are one where the OH is directly bonded. Allylic alcohol is what? Where OH is not directly bonded to the double bond, but it is bonded to the carbon which is bonded to the double bond. Okay, just similar to the allylic halides. So look at this structure where you find this compound 2, where you can find C double bond C, COH. Forget about it is primary or secondary, they have not asked, they just need to identify your allylic alcohols. So example 2, and other where you can find, yes, example 6, where you can find the allylic alcohol. So I hope in text 11.1 and 11.2 are clear with you. Now we are moving to the next topic, that is nomenclature. Now talking about the alcohols, the common name of an alcohol is derived from the common name of the alkyl group and the adding the word alcohol. That means if we simple adding methyl, it will be methyl alcohol. For example, methane is there and one of the hydrogen is being replaced with methyl, that will be methyl alcohol. Okay, just like this. Now talking about the IUPAC, you have already studied this. Alcohol is derived the name of the alkane from which the alcohol is derived by substituting E alkane with the suffix -ol. Okay, just simple, it says methane with methanol. Okay, so here you can find methyl alcohol or methanol. Okay, I hope this is clear. So this is methane, and if we replace E with -ol, this is a typical name which is methyl alcohol. You can also write this as methanol. Okay, so that becomes the actual IUPAC name. Okay, now coming back, the position of the substituents are indicated by the numerals. Okay, so the longest carbon chain is numbered starting at the end nearest to the hydroxyl group. That means that the OH group is attached, you have to give the preference. Okay, these are the very common rules that you have already learned in the nomenclatures of IUPAC. Okay, so we are not going into the each line in details. The position of the OH group and the other substituents are indicated by the numbers of the carbon atom to which these are attached. Okay, just like 1 chloro, 2 chloro, we have same pattern. Okay, let's say if you have this compound, or what you can say, the longest chain is with 2 carbon. Okay, so this 1 and 2, that becomes ethane, and from either of the side you can give number, if 1 2 or 1 2, so it becomes 1 2 ethane 1 2, and because 2 groups are there, we'll put diol. Okay, and that is what the polyhydric alcohol, the E of alkane is retained by ending OL, all is added. The number of OL group is indicated by adding the multiplicative prefix like di, tri before all. Okay, so similar example you have seen yesterday in video about this. This becomes 1 2 3 propane, because this is 3 carbon is propane. So either of the side you can give the number 1 2 3 propane, and because 3 groups are there, tri all. Okay, so this is how they can give the number, and some of the names are given here. Table you can find methyl alcohol. Now this is propyl alcohol or propanol. You can give the number from this side also. Okay, this becomes propan-2-ol. Okay, that usually we use now in the sanitizers, propan-1-ol and propan-2-ol. Okay, how they give the number from either of the side, the middle carbon is going to get the second number. Okay, talking about this N-butyl alcohol, this becomes butane-2-ol or butane-1-ol. The next one is butane-2-ol. So these are the examples. This last one I was talking about. See, this is actually tert butyl alcohol. Okay, so in the previous slide I have explained you, if you are having COH, that becomes what? Tertiary. Okay, so it is here written, it's a tert butyl. When it is COH, that becomes tertiary. Or alternatively you can give the name 2-methyl propan-2-ol. How? Because if we talk about the longest chain, the longest chain would be 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so this becomes propane, and on the second position you have methyl, and OH also. So this as per ABCD, that M comes first and LMNOP. This is how we give this as preference. 2-methyl propane 2-ol. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now talking about the cyclic alcohols, they are named with the prefix cyclo. Just example, cyclohexane, because these are cyclic structure with 6 carbon, and the other one is 2-methyl cyclopentanol. So please note, if you are talking about this, whenever there is another substituent present other than the OH, the first preference is always given to what? OH, just similar to halides. Okay, so in this case the numbering should start from here. So it is 1 and then it comes 2 and so on. Okay, so this should be in mind. Now moving to the next part, phenol. The simplest hydroxy derivative of benzene is phenol. So if you have OH on benzene ring, that becomes phenol. It is common name and also accepted as IUPAC. As structure of phenol involves benzene ring in its substituted compound, we learn it as ortho, meta and para substituted. So there are some common names which are given to us, and similar to this, this becomes 2-methyl phenol, 3-methyl phenol, 4-methyl phenol. Okay, so the preference is given to what? The OH group, and from this position we are going to give the number. So this becomes 1 and this becomes 2. Similarly this becomes 1, so this place will become 2 and this number will come 3. So this is 3-methyl phenol, and similarly facing each other this becomes 4-methyl. Talking about the dihydroxy derivatives, so these are very important compound as far as industrial level are concerned. This is benzene 1,2-diol. Please remember why they have given this. You cannot give the numbering as 2-hydroxy phenol. You can say, but this is not in usual we say. Okay, so why we give benzene 1,2-diol? Because here it is already written by naming polyhydric alcohol. We keep the E of the alkane, so it is actually benzene. So we keep it as it is. It is applied for this aryl alcohol also. OA in the end all is added, and the number of OH group is indicated by the multiplicative prefix di-tri. So that's the reason they have taken as benzene 1,2-diol. If it would be third OH present there, we have seen the example also in the previous video. Okay, this would be benzene 1, 2, 3, 4. So it would be benzene 1,3,4 triol. Okay, so this can be the example. And let us move to the last part, and last part is ether. The common names of the ether are derived from the name of the alkyl and aryl group written as the separate word. So this is what I have already taught you in the previous video lecture about the alphabetical order adding the word ether. So if you have this compound CH3OC2H5, which kind of ether it is? See, oxygen has 2 substituents and both are different. So this is going to be the unsymmetrical ether, and if you see this part is methyl while this part is ethyl. So what comes first? E comes first. So this going to be ethyl, then M. So methyl ether. So this name would be ethyl methyl ether. Similarly, if you name this will be, because two groups are there methyl, so this is going to be dimethyl ether. Diethyl ether. Talking about this, methyl phenyl ether. Okay, so these are the compound. Now talking about this IUPAC name, how they have given the IUPAC name. So it is very simple that if you see the word, it is methoxy, methane. That means this part is going to be named as methoxy. Oxy is oxygen, and because methyl is there, they take the first four letters, that is meth, and then oxy. Together it is becoming methoxy, methane. Again similar, ethyl or ethane, this is going to be ethoxy ethane. If you are talking about this is going to be methyl and propyl, or even you can write propyl ether, because the substituent which comes first is methyl, we call it as methoxy propane, methoxy propane. Okay, and this is a very famous compound, that is anisole, and again these two compounds are very important as far as the industrial level are concerned. So we call it as anisole, this is a famous name. Phenitol, that is again a famous name. Ethyl phenyl ether, we call it as ethoxy benzene. Why so? Because if you talk about this, it has two substituents, phenyl, not benzyl. Okay, please make sure it is not benzyl, it is phenyl only. So this part is phenyl and this part is ethyl. So according to alphabets, E comes first, so it is named as ethyl, then comes phenyl ether. So according to IUPAC, the first four letters should be there. Okay, I'm sorry, these ethane and methane, so alk should be there, so we have taken eth, then comes oxy, so this becomes ethoxy, and then phenyl, together it becomes benzene. So in case of this, you need to put benzene and you cannot put phenyl, but when you are talking about the common name, it will be phenyl and not benzyl. Okay, so these are the some examples you need to go through. So it is already written there, if both the alkyl groups are the same, we put prefix di, and according to the IUPAC, the nomenclature of ethers are regarded as the hydrocarbon derivatives in which the hydrogen atom is replaced by OR or OAR. This is what I have taught you in the last video lecture. Okay, we will solve this is already solved example, IUPAC nomenclature of the following compound. So you can start giving numbers. You can find the first longest chain. So this is carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4 and carbon 5. So it is written pentane. On the first carbon you have OH group present, so it becomes pentane, 1-ol. You can also write it as pentanol, no problem, or you can separately write it as 1-ol to make it presentable or in a correct way. Then second and third carbon, there are methyl groups, so 2,3-dimethyl, and then comes on the fourth position, there is a chloro group. So we write it as 4-chloro-2,3-dimethyl pentane 1-ol. So this is actually in the alphabetical order because C comes first, chloro. Okay, that way if you talk about the second one, this is ether, and this is a ethyl part, and this is a propyl part, or you say propane. Okay, so we can write the IUPAC name is ethyl and propyl. So which comes first? Ethyl. Okay, so it is going to be ethoxy, because if you give the number, you can give the number from this side, carbon 1, this is carbon 1 and this is carbon 2, where the second carbon is having attachment with the oxygen, so it is written 2-ethoxy, and then comes propane, because it is 3 carbon together, all together. Okay, talking about the third example says IUPAC nomenclature, so OH should be the preference and this position would be second and this position is going to be sixth. So this is 2,6-dimethyl phenol. And last one, this is NO2 group along with ether. So again, if you start with this, okay, so this is ethoxy attached with the cyclohexane, and in case of ether, as we are giving preference to OH group, this ether should be given preference. That's the reason it is named as 1-ethoxy. Okay, this has nothing to do with this carbon. Okay, actually they are talking about which carbon? This cyclohexane carbon, where the oxygen is attached, and NO2, that is 2 on the second position. So this becomes 2-nitrocyclohexanol. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now there is some exercise for you. You need to solve this in-text question. Okay, you will get the answer in the next video. We'll solve this. Till then, stay tuned for more videos. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.